This is the saddest anime I've ever read. It's playing so long too. Yeah, and it keeps going. It just keeps going, man. It keeps going. Poor Paul. Well, that is the saddest episode in anime history. Oh no, the dad's gonna die! Sacrifice himself, he's gonna die, right? Sacrifice himself for Rudy. Oh man! Is Paul alive after this thing? He twice did he have to push Rudy away. He had to tank for him twice, right? His hand was like, this thing did his hand was like crazy. What's gonna happen to him? I mean, all know what's gonna happen. I mean, when he jumped over to save Rudy, right? It's just like, he obviously pushed his son away. And I called it, man, that he was gonna save Rudy. And he was gonna, like, take the attack for Rudy, right? To save his son. Oh, is mom gonna come out now, too? And see your dead husband? As soon as she wakes up, too? She's gonna find her husband dead, too? Jesus Christ, right? Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, I guess mom is she still, mom is still at least, I guess it didn't wake up. Yeah, it'd be even worse if she... Oh god, here we go, guys. Papa Paul, man. It's Father's Day. I don't want to watch the episode because, you know, you expect Paul to die, right? It's his... Oh no, I did content warnings! Oh my god, no way! The episode has content warning! You're like, oh no, come on, man. It's like content warning in the beginning of the episode. For some reason the time doesn't work. What's happening? The site died. Sorry about that. Let's fix it now. Yeah, the timer started wrong, whatever. But it was like content warning. I mean, goddamn it, man! Like, goddamn it, seriously, I'm sleeping again. But when you watch the episode, you're like, content warning! Jesus Christ, man. You know, I mean, honestly, it's a little bit spoilery. I mean, of course, I am knowing about it. But I mean, the opening is very spoilery. But then the episode actually has content warning. Honestly, I think it's a mistake, right? Because I'm like, well, I guess Dad or Roxy, someone will die. Will Master Roxy die? You know, I'm just like, Roxy-chan? You know, it feels like someone will die, probably Dad, right? And honestly, the content warning of having like, oh yeah, someone's gonna die, man. Like, it's, honestly, it's spoilery. Yeah, it's a mistake having it, because now I am convinced that someone's gonna die, you know what I mean? Definitely. But anyway, yeah, it's, you know, let's go. Let's go, man. Yeah, it's a boss fight. I mean, I see the bit. I mean, they open the Hydra, mostly, but yeah, like it's opening. Yeah. Yeah, I want to leave a comment below, guys. I'm not a big fan of them having that content warning. I mean, obviously, episodes can be more brutal than, right? But you get my point. It just feels like, it just feels like, you know, like, okay, yeah, like, I expect it to be bad now. Yeah, I expect it to be, you know, like, I mean, I expect it to be that someone's gonna die. And I was already doing that. I was already expecting Paul to die, right? To Dad to die before I watched the episode, absolutely. Given the opening and so on, 100%. So, I mean, in that sense, you know, I'm not like, you know, like, surprised, generally speaking. But still, yeah, not a big fan of that content warning, because if they had every episode, right, then I wouldn't matter, of course. But now suddenly it's content warning, which means that it's either gonna be really brutal somehow. It's like a weird thing to do, honestly. But anyway, let's move on with our lives. Still opening though, but I'm just yeah. It's like a boss fight against a Hydra, I guess. 2 more episodes after this, because I just checked it out, because I heard that Demon Slayer only has 1 more episode, if the rumors are correct. It's supposed to be 2 episodes, but it's another double episode this week, I think. I don't know if it's true or not, but I have to check that out. And this anime has 2 more episodes. I checked out the different like schedule for animes before this. But here we go. We're walking into the boss battle. Right? I mean, obviously following very video game logic, you go through this labyrinth, and eventually you get into a boss fight. Yeah, like it's just pretty straightforward. Yeah, and a Hydra, of course. Mythological legendary boss. Mom! Man, I'm getting goosebumps, guys. I'm getting goosebumps. There she is! Mom! Zenith-chan! It's like my wife, dude! Yeah, finally see Mom. I'm getting massive goosebumps, though. Come on, Dad! You gotta say Mom! But yeah, let's see if Dad can survive this, or Mom or something. It just feels... Why would a Hydra have mom though in a prison though? I don't know. That's questionable. Yeah. What is the Hydra's motivation? What is the Hydra's motivation for kidnapping mom though? I guess she could teleport there somehow, but still. It seems kind of random. But okay, so obviously the animation now is much better, right? Yeah. They're having a way higher budget here for that fighting. It's clearly better animated. Absolutely. So that's definitely there. I wonder how long this fight will be. Yeah, and of course, Grandma's here too. Yeah. Too there. But I mean, clearly the fight has a higher budget, that's for sure. Oh yeah, the dwarf is summoning some earth magic. Oh, is magic immune or something?
一旦逃げるか。俺は何をすべきだ。
ルディ、あれを治っています。
Yeah, so of course the Hydra can like, oh come on, Dad, like that's my waifu! Yeah, Paul is like, no, my wife. Or maybe they will escape. Maybe Dad won't die. He probably will die, but okay. My God, this is dark now though. I can't treat for my wife now. Okay, even Grandma is like, let's go, boy. Well, maybe Dad doesn't die, but that in the beginning there we saw that text. I'm Dad will still die. This is the warm up, right? They're just gonna come back here later, right? Yeah, this is just like currently. They're gonna come back later next day or something. But okay, so the Hydra is like magically immune or something. Sounds really hard to fit that. Just speaking, yeah, like okay, it's just like does some kind of. Oh yeah, Grandma got damaged. But the Hydra clearly can regrow his heads. It's a Hydra, right? Okay, now poor Dad's gonna have a mental breakdown. Yeah. This of course makes sense. Poor Paul here. Finally met his wife, right? He tried to find his wife for so long and she's finally there. Blocked by the Hydra. And yes, goddamn, do I think that Dad will die here? He's obviously depressed, obviously raging. Yeah, he's super emotional. He's gonna run into his death. He's gonna run into his death, man. Oh God, Yeah, I mean, obviously Paul is pissed off. He's gonna be all like, yeah, that's your mom! That's your cousin!
なんでそんなに落ち着いていられる。
取り乱して何かが解決するんですか。
そうは言ってねえ。 確かに冷静すぎるかもしれない。でも。
God, an isekai main character doesn't really love his mom. He had another mom before that, even though this mom was very cuddlier, yeah. It is weird though for Rudy that this is like his second mom and he was like growing up with her. He obviously doesn't love his mom in a normal way, that is fair. And why would he, honestly, in his defense, why would Rudy love his mom in a normal mother-son love thing? Because he grew up as, her kid having an adult brain as a kid, yeah. But obviously like, we gotta save mom though, of course not, but we gotta save mommy, but... Paul, who's setting up his own death here, right? He's like, he's super emotional, super raging. He's obviously gonna run into his death here and die, man. Like, yeah, even without seeing the opening and even without seeing the warning, you know that Paul is gonna get it, right? Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. And Roxy is all like, oh, my Rudy-chan! Yeah, there were a lot of fights. Fitz said already, man. Oh, the Paul's death flag is just like the giant thing ever. I keep saying it, but I would be so incredibly surprised, right? If Paul doesn't die. Okay, so she's seen this before. Women. Okay, so Grandma is like, oh, it's fine. I can fix the crystal thing. That's no problem, boy. Yeah. The Hydra is the real issue, yeah, how do you defeat the boss, right? We can save her. But honestly, yeah, it's easy probably to just get it out of crystal eventually. Manatite Hydra, eh? Obviously Roxy knows everything. Master Roxy's a genius. But I guess it is a dragon for them, yeah, I suppose. I would not say Ahida is a dragon, but I guess they're like, yeah, it's a dragon. Yeah, it's kind of a dragon. Yeah, the problem feels like this thing that they can't hurt it. Oh, you can if they have some weak spot, but yeah, they can regrow his head because of the Hydra, so you can regrow his heads. It's obviously the it's obviously the most hardest monster we see in this anime by far so far. This Hydra. Yeah, he's like Hercules, of course. Okay, so he's like fire won't be able to regrow his head. That's true. Well, I mean, we have to assume that, you know, as in other isekais, the myths are probably true, right? Hercules is probably true. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, in this kind of anime where he's from our world, and we have the myths about hydras and dragons, we have to assume those myths comes from some kind of isekai stuff that people either are weird happening over in the universe, right? Or have traveled all the way back or something like that. Or they're dreaming about the other universe or whatever. So on, right? So... yeah, so what I think it makes sense that you can assume that your like fable knowledge from Earth probably is true, right? Or this snake can't drink alcohol, it's positive to it or whatever, yeah. Weak spots from our mythology is probably true, right? Oh, come on, Paul! Oh, no, Dad! He's like, let me give you a speech of friendship. No! No, Dad! Stop it, Dad! No! Oh, God. Stop it, Dad.
Zenith を助けるか仮に助けられなくても俺の家族はみんな見つかった
Family! I love you guys! Oh god. This is my last stand. Oh god, Paul is so dead, man. If Paul doesn't die, then Illuminatus will or something. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, Paul is like, I love you, bros. You're all my best friend. I love you. You're my family. It's like, yeah, thanks, Paul. That's a death flag at all, man. Jesus Christ, man. That's when I cry here. Oh, Paul. I mean, the episode probably ended him dying, right? The cliffhanger, probably. And now it's like, I'm proud of you, son.
そういうお世辞はヒュドラを倒した後にしましょう。
お世辞じゃねえ。本当にそう思ってる。俺はお前みたいに冷静に。
But he made a good point though, that Rudy probably isn't. He's probably a little emotionally detached from his mom though, yeah. And I think that it's fair that he probably would be. And now he's like, I'm a bad father. Oh no. Oh god, this episode is terrible, man. This is saddest episode in anime history, man. It's just like constant pain of Paul here. Yeah, Paul is like, I'm a bad dad. I saw his son. Yeah, it's like, no, stop, dad. This is why I think he's gonna die, right? Oh, here it's like, save your mom even if you die. He's like, okay, yeah, great, dad. That doesn't, yeah. We're gonna save mom even if we die. It's like, yep, okay. That. I mean, I'm trying not to be a little bit, but it is unfortunate. I wonder if I would have been different if I was reading it and not watching it in anime. Haven't seen the opening and so on, but certainly it feels like, yeah, obviously Dad will die, right? Only someone will die because he's like, we will die to save mom. It's like, yeah, Dad. It's like, yeah, okay. Like you can't be more open about what's gonna happen here. We're gonna go and die. Like, okay, Dad, let's go. It's like, okay, F yeah, let's go, Dad. We're gonna die here. Oh God, not my papa. Okay, here we go. Dad's jumping at it. And they're gonna use the firepower, right? Like Hercules. Yeah, we can't regrow his head. If you can do that, though, yeah, the highest like fire immune, so or magic immune. Okay, let's do it, Roxy. Yeah, Master Roxy style. Okay, so the mates are gonna go in close combat. Man, it's a good animation, though. Yeah, look at that Illuminatus there. Obviously, the best fight so far. They're all combining the power share. Yeah, this is of course the best fight. There we go, Rudy's like, I got it, Dad. And he's burning the hider so he can't regrow his heads. He's like Hercules. Okay, Grandma got it, and Dad. Oh, no, perfect. Oh my god, that was no perfect, yeah, they're blocking it for the boy so he can do the fire there. Oh my god, that was perfect. Oh yeah, this fight's amazing. This fight is really good. I mean, all the budget is on this fight, god damn it! Oh, it's like a ga, baby, it's like a ga. All the budget in this fight. The fight is amazing. Roxy dies. Someone definitely will die though. God damn it, this episode is dark, man. Yeah, and then now it takes. I mean, Grandma takes a lot of damage, but I think Paul will still die. Let's be honest here. It's gonna be Paul, right? But and the dwarf probably dies too. Like no one cares about the dwarf. The dwarf will die probably. This is like a bonus death because no one he has like no screen time. He's like he can just die. I'm not even joking. I think that Talaham, yeah, he can probably die because I'm just like, what's his name? Yeah, I'm just like, I barely remember the dwarf's name. I'm like, what's his name again? Yeah, like, he's just kind of deer on the side, you know. It's like his death flag is pretty high too. He's that guy that's just kind of like friendship, yeah. I don't know. Okay, so the highlight looks like half its head or so. Oh, here we go. You can feel something's wrong. Plot armor. Oh, it bites off its own head? Yeah, so you can regrow it or something? I guess it's biting off the burn bits so it can... Yeah, I guess it's like bit off its own bits so it can regrow. This Hydra is really intelligent. Yeah, this Hydra is like... But yeah, Grandma though is like ice attacks. Yeah, but the Hydra is freaking intelligent, man. Huh. Wait, the Hydra can also use flamethrowers? Wait, it has like a weird meter. Yeah, it has like a... It's like a very video gamey. It has like a yellow meter. He's using his hyper beam. Yeah, it's like, what? Yeah, the Hydra is like, I got you. This is beautiful. Now the Hydra is like, Kamehameha! Yeah. The Hydra had some weird hyper beam attack. My god, this is intense, man. It's an intense fighting here. But, I don't think David died from this thing, though. No, I think Paul will die from something else. Honestly, so far it's going pretty well, honestly. But given that warning earlier, I was like, yeah, I don't know. He probably will die. He probably will. I mean, honestly, he probably will die saving Rudy. Like now, he pushed away Rudy there from an attack. Yeah, now Rudy's losing his... No, Rudy's... yeah, Jesus Christ. It's what you expect, man! You all know it! The dad's gonna die! Sacrifice himself, he's gonna die, right? Sacrifice himself for Rudy. Oh, man! That's the warning? Rudy's like, oh, I earth shocked it in his eye or something. Oh, that's probably what the warning was for, more than... a death scene, yeah, Rudy's like impaled his eye! God! That was freaking brutal, man! No, Master Roxy's like, flamethrower! But Dad pushed him away there and probably died, Jesus Christ. That was freaking brutal, man. You hurt my dad? Okay, let's see now. Is Paul alive after this thing? He 2 eyes did he have to push Rudy away? He had to tank for him twice, right? Which probably means that he's dead now. And Rudy's also dying here. His hand was like, yeah, this thing did his hand. Man, it's some good power. He's like, I kill myself. Maybe? Can you regrow body parts for this healing? And Rudy's a bad healer too. Yeah, Rudy's like, yeah, wow, you can? You can even regrow part of his hand? My god, that was like, I didn't think you could do it. So he lost his hand? Yeah, I guess so. The opening has him holding Paul's gauntlet. No, Dad. Now Dad is dead, right? No, Dad is dead. No, I was like, Paul is dead, right? Obviously. Like, it's so predictable, unfortunately, but yeah. Everyone knows it, man. He's gonna find his dead dad. He's dead by the... Yeah, we all know it, man. He's gonna find Dad. He's gonna be dead. He pushed him away to save him. Christ, man. Like, we all know what's gonna happen to him. We all know what's gonna happen. Even though it's so predictable, yeah, it's just like... I mean, when he jumped over to save Rudy, right, it's just like, he obviously pushed his son away, and I called it, man, that he was gonna save Rudy, and he was gonna, like, take the attack for Rudy, right, to save his son. You know, of course he's gonna die to save his boy, right? Even though Rudy really never loved him back, yeah, it's like, really weird, the whole, does he love his parents? That was his mom, of course. Oh, she's gonna... Oh, is mom gonna come out now too and see your dead husband as soon as she wakes up too? She's gonna find her husband dead too? Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, mom. yeah, I guess. Well, I guess mom is she still mom is still at least. I guess it didn't wake up. Yeah, even worse if she had to also wake up and see her husband is dead there, right? Now they're carrying her. Yeah, the dwarf is carrying out. And yeah, dad of course. Yeah, interesting from an anime standpoint here. This is quiet. They just turn off the music. Yeah, they just turn off like the soundtrack. Oh yeah. Oh no, it's gonna explain to. Yeah, of course. His second sword or so on. Yeah, it's gonna explain to her, of course, as well that Paul died right there. Gonna explain to the rest of the crew here that Paul is gone, right? She's gonna be all like, "Oh, what's happening? Where's Paul?" Yeah, now it's like, "Where's my husband?" A weird choice now though to play the music, but no voices. But yeah, no, of course, no, yeah. Second waifu, they're all gonna cry now. I have to say, this is a weird. Honestly, I find it like a really weird way to do this thing. Just have it all be quiet instead of like actually having them crying, because she's clearly crying there, and they're just like, oh yeah, she's like a really good secondary mom though. Okay, now this is like, you did well. She's a really good mom, that bonus there. She's a really good bonus mama. She's like, I understand. Yeah, it's like, yeah, she's a very good mom. Now, of course, next episode's gonna deal with Rudy comatose. Man, this is the saddest anime I've ever read. It's playing so long too. Yeah, and it keeps going. It just keeps going, man. It just keeps going. Poor Paul. Oh, there's a guy whacking food of Paul here. Yeah, man, this is like. Oh yeah, Rudy's like taking up the ash, something from his father. Is the episode longer? I think so. The episode is still going, so the episode is longer than the usual is. No, it's like because the mom is still in a coma or something. Yeah, maybe she can't. Well, she probably wake up sooner, but okay, yeah. Of course, now mom finally wakes up. Then the episode pulled over. It's kind of sad. It's like Oksama. She's still like, ma'am. Looks like he has amnesia or something. Yeah, looks like he's confused there. She's like, who are you guys? She has amnesia, right? I'm calling it. I'm calling it. She's amnesia. She's like, what? It's another amnesia thing. She's like, who am I? She's like in this freaking rock for like 10 years. Yeah, mom is like, oh, she can't even talk. Oh, she's going Kaska. Yeah. She can't even talk. Her brain is completely dead. Does she just have no, mom doesn't have amnesia. She's like Kaska. Yeah, she's like, her brain is broken or something. And the episode's called Paris. Oh my god, this episode's ending, man. Jesus Christ, man. The episode ending, even worse. Not too surprising, maybe, that mom is mentally broken, though, by being in this thing, right? But we have brain dead mom, though, yeah. And this is like, brain dead mom is something that I'm not overly surprised about, but still, Jesus Christ, man. I'm going to finally says mom, and she doesn't even have amnesia. No. She's just completely gagagugi. Give me that Kaska vibe, right? Yeah. Mom turned into a vegetable, so it's even worse than that. First looked like she didn't remember them, but no, her brain is just completely fried, right? So dad died saving his wife that has like basically is a comatose vegetable. So he's like, salt on the wound. Well, that is the saddest episode in anime history. Not surprising though. I mean, I do think that that's the only thing that I would say as an issue of the episode, right? And I kept saying it earlier too, that is an issue of the anime though. That the anime clearly, like, the opening was so spoilery. The opening showing Dad like fist palming, and then we see Rudy with his gauntlet like crying in his bed or something. Like, it was so obvious that Dad will die, right? And Paul doing this like, I love you guys, you're my best friends for life, bros. Like, okay, Dad, you're gonna die, right? It was super sad, but obviously it was a little bit like, it was like incredibly over the top that he was like, oh, he's dead. Like, I never seen a character with so many death flags before in my life, man. This guy is like, he was like death flagging it every minute for the first 10 minutes. You're like, okay, stop that, stop death flagging it. Yeah, it was like, Jesus Christ. Oh god. We're gonna rewatch it. We're gonna re-react to it. This is like the special moment here, guys, right? But extra sad in the quarter that mom is mentally broken too. But let's go back here. We're gonna have to rewatch this here, man. We find that. Man, the anime really the anime went rough on this one, man. Upside down, Dad. This is rough, man. This is a super sad episode, of course. And I mean, the anime even had a viewer sketching his advice, right? But it is incredibly sad. Even if we all knew it was gonna happen, right? Yeah, it's incredibly sad, and it is like the saddest death scene in the anime, man. It's the saddest parent scene I've seen since Oshinokoi, right? Yeah, spoiler, whatever. Yeah, it's pretty famous now, I guess. It makes it extra sad too that like Dad is really beat up to, right? Like, he's just apologizing for being a bad father and so on. That being said, it does give you that, like, the death flag though. Yeah, it does give you that flag that he's gonna die though. But it's obviously like incredibly like well built up. And I think that's something that this anime does so much better than most other animes. Where, well, to be fair, I mean, most other animes, the parents are barely there, right? You know, the dad is always like in Pokemon, you know. The dad is like out training. So yeah, most animes, the parents are already dead, or they, you know, they're done training. It's like, oh, I'm out training, son. Yeah, it's like that has been gone for the last 20 years, you know. That is such an anime thing. So Paul is also one of the most closest character to a father that we had too, right? He's like the dad in a lot of ways. You know, not a perfect dad, right? But actually kind of a valid father for once in anime. So this was just like, yeah, this was heartbreaking. But of course he had to die. I mean, of course he had to die saving his son, right? But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, I kind of would have hoped he died saving someone else. You know, to be fair, honestly, I think I would prefer if he died saving Roxy or something, honestly. Because it is a little bit like over the... I mean, it's obviously... This is like, you know, straight up guilt. It's gonna guilt trip Rudy now. That, you know, Dad died saving him, right? The Dad had to come in there and kick him away. And then the Hydra smashed Dad and he died, right? And honestly, I think it would be more interesting if he actually had died saving Elenasi or Roxy or someone else. It was very clear that he would save his son, right? Like that, obviously if he's gonna save his son or grandson or whatever. Like that would be like a no-brainer for Paul, but... I think it would be more interesting if he said Roxy to someone, like someone that he knows his son loves, but isn't like, you know, pregnant, like Sylphis or whatever. I think that actually, honestly, look on guys, I think that would be, what's your thing? I think that would be more interesting if he actually saved someone else, because now it's like the classic, oh, it's my fault, you know, I was a bad son, it was my fault that the dad died, I should have avoided it, or I shouldn't be standing there. I think actually it could be more in depth if he saved like Roxy. Because then it would be like Roxy would blame herself, and then Rudy would be, no, it's my fault because Dad knew that I liked you or something, and that's why he did it or something. You know what I mean? Now, yeah, there would be more layer on it. Now it's just like, but yeah, let's review it. I mean, what can I say, right? It is the saddest episode that we've ever seen. It is painful. It is crying. Now I was thinking for an hour, so now I know. I will say, I keep saying it, but I think it's fair to say that as an anime only, you've been spoiled so much on this thing, and I think that the anime did that mistake, right? Both like by pushing this thing for the trailer, for the opening, they've been really pushing that we're gonna sell on this thing, right? And maybe it's because last season, or you know, season 2 part 1 or whatever, was more calm. There was a turning point. No one died, kind of. It was a little bit, but not really. It was more comedic. I felt that they kind of. I think honestly, I feel they pushed for this season here, right, and especially this point then that they wanted to bring back, viewers, and they wanted to bring back. So I felt they kind of overextended a lot by almost basically showing he's gonna die for a long time, and I do think that did diminish it slightly for me. If I read it, I probably would actually be even more emotional. I think that's fair to say, because now obviously I was so aware he was gonna die, right? I've been waiting for this thing for like 10 weeks plus, right? For this thing, so and then of course, like I said, it doesn't help that Paul keeps saying like, "I love you guys, I'm a bad dad," blah blah. He keeps building it up, right? He keeps building it up, but save his wife no matter what, right? He be like, "We're gonna save mom even if we die." I think it's interesting though that, I mean, obviously Paul definitely is on, right? But I think it's interesting that, I mean, clearly he's a little bit right though on this in here. He's kind of like talking to Rudy, right, saying that, why are you not more upset that your mom is here, right? Why are you not more emotional? He's like, "Oh, it won't help me being emotional, Dad. I'd rather be calculating and so on, right?" But I think it does give you a good issue though with Rudy, right? And that is that, he doesn't actually maybe not love his parent that much, He doesn't have equal love for his parents or whatever, which of course makes sense, right? Because again, as we keep saying, right, he's an isekai character. They of course don't know that. Paul, for him, is just like his baby, right? He's a normal baby, right? For his mom is a normal baby. But we, the viewer, of course, know that Rudy wasn't a normal baby. He was a grown man, right? Transforming into like, immature, very immature, but very an otaku, guy that never left his Hikikomori guy that, whatever the point, that was reincarnated and had a second chance of life, basically, right? But for him, of course, being a baby, as we know, was very different, right? A normal baby, he was aware that, oh, this is my second parents or whatever. This is not this thing, so on. So he is probably doesn't have a normal, love, so to speak, right? That a son would have for their parent, for their mom, or for their dad, right? And which of course has also been a thing I think this anime was picked up on, which is a good part of the anime, is that Paul picks up to that, right? In the last season, Paul, when he was fighting, it does feel like a little bit off the fighting. It's because Paul knows that Rudy never really sees him as his father, right? It's like, oh, he's a stupid sword dude. He doesn't really respect his parents or like them or whatever, or doesn't hate them. But it's a little weird, right? He knows that something is off with Rudy. Of course, again, no, Paul died here. He never knew the truth. Rudy never told him, right, that he's actually an isekai character, right? But obviously Paul picked up that something is off with his son, right? And more than just being a perv. But something's off, right? Something is not normal with his son, right? And I think the scene here when he was fighting with Rudy was very interesting on that point, leading to the last point with mom waking up, right? Because it is true that while, of course, you should stay calm and collected and, calculating, right? And use your methods and strategy, it does feel like, well, Paul is correct that Rudy probably doesn't actually truly love, right? And I guess should I leave it to Rudy probably now or something? I mean, I do expect them to kind of, I wonder if they're gonna fix this thing. She, of course, like I said, reminds me massively of Casca in Berserk, right? Like here comes, this whole thing reminds me a lot of Berserk, right? Here comes Rudy, he saves his mama, and she wasn't getting awed by the Hydra, I guess, like Casca was, but it's like just like some kind of weird monster thing. And she's saved by her family, and now she's like Gaga-Goo, right? There wasn't amnesia, she's brain dead, her brain is froze or something. And we see if they can fix that. But maybe it's gonna be like Casca in Berserk, spoilers Berserk, but Casca kind of stays as a vegetable in her brain, right? For many, many years, and sometimes she has more clarity. But basically, after what happens in the Eclipse in Berserk, Casca's brain is like fried forever, basically, right? And she has a little more intelligent stuff happening sometimes and so on. But generally speaking, it's like that. And it's also a good point actually in Berserk that more than once people are like, do you actually want to fix her mentality guts? Because then she will remember what happened to her and so on. Like her brain dead behavior is because she doesn't want to remember everything that happened in the Eclipse, right? So that's a good point too, for that matter, in Berserk. But maybe here for mom though, her getting her brain back, so to speak, wouldn't be as bad in that sense, because it doesn't feel like the Hydra actually hurt her. She was just stuck in a crystal for like a few years or something. Like it doesn't seem that the Hydra was doing something hen on her, so to speak, right? Maybe it did though. Maybe it did. I don't know. It's kind of weird. That is something that's strange with this storyline though, and I hope the anime explores it later, because it's one thing that mom got teleported into the dungeon, right? You got teleported around and so on. But why would the Hydra like have her frozen there? So maybe someone else kidnapped mom, maybe something else happening before that, right? So it has to be something else than mom just appearing in a crystal. It's really random otherwise. But she's basically, it's like a trophy, you know, for the beating the boss, right? So it has to be something more to that. Maybe she's some isekai boss rule, but yeah, it has to be something more than that. While she was in a crystal, it's like with the boss, yeah, more than that. But anyway, what I'm guessing gonna happen is that they probably can't fix her immediately, and I think she probably will live with Rudy, Sylvie, and Roxy, right? I mean, obviously Roxy's gonna stay now with Rudy, so gonna go. Yeah, next episode is probably gonna be Rudy being all depressed, right? It'll be really sad, probably. Be very emotional next episode, of course, again. And then we're gonna get into, you know, like, I mean, but I think he's probably gonna have to move back home, right? And as mom is brain dead now, she probably will have to live in the house, right? But you know, here's the house, and you know, she got her daughter and so on, right? Yeah, I got a daughter, so they can probably take care of her and feed her and so on, right? That's what you would do anyway in historical aspect, right? Because this is an anime during medieval times, and you know, there was no like mental hospital, right? So you would have your parent, your grandparent, right? If they were Coco, you would have to, you know, take care of them. So yeah, I think that's probably what's gonna happen. If they can't fix her, yeah, she probably will just live with Rudy and Roxy and Sylvie and so on, and the girls, right? And you know, they have to take care of her, right? Probably, which also would be a sad moment then, right? She's gonna be some kind of like, yeah, mentally handicapped mom, grandma thing. Yeah, I guess. But maybe she's gonna get better later. But I feel this is gonna be like a tragic character now. She's gonna be like a mentally deranged grandma or something. And then she probably dies too. Honestly, I think mom will die too. Maybe by deleting herself, when she figures out the truth something with Paul. But I feel it's gonna be tragic. I feel it's gonna be like mom is gonna be like brain dead and weird or something, and then it's gonna be like that she dies after that's been going on for like a year or something. That'd be my guess. But for the first, yeah. But she's probably gonna be like a Casca character now then, for the reminding of the season, right? A very heavy episode, yeah. A very heavy episode with that and so on. But it's really interesting, and I hope next episode is gonna explore that from Rudy's standpoint, right? If we go to that last scene, he's lying in his bed, right, and crying and so on. I'm hoping this episode is gonna explore that, because I've been spoiled on this thing, so this is a spoiler warning now then. I've been spoiled on one thing because it's isekai fact. I mean, obviously it's hard to avoid spoilers, especially if you're doing anime stuff, you know, on YouTube and Twitch and so on. People leave comments, right? But to my understanding, so spoiler warning now then, because it's not an anime thing, so spoiler warning, guys, spoiler warning, is that Rudy will never, like, tell anyone, or at least not, yeah, he won't ever really tell anyone or explain to them that he's an isekai character. I hope he's gonna explore that next episode, because there was no real reason to tell, like, Roxy or Ares or Sylvie or whatever, it's an isekai character. They wouldn't add that much for situation. But specifically with mom and dad, that's kind of where it really is matters the most, right? That he never told Paul that he actually was another person. I mean, how would, yeah, I mean, but that's why I hope it's gonna be a big part next episode. That, Jesus Christ, press the like button so I can finally unbox Roxy. But I think that next episode will hopefully explore that his mind of like, why did I never tell my dad, right? Because he probably wanted to tell Paul that he was an isekai person, right, and how that affected him, and that would explain a little bit why he struggled with his relationship with his father, right? And I hope this episode explores that Rudy is now all depressed and sad, of course, that Paul died, and I hope it's gonna be a lot of reflection on Rudy's part of like, why did I never tell my father that I actually was like, you know, for me he was my second dad or whatever, right? And that's why I had a problem loving him or something, because obviously Paul, like I said, always picked up that Rudy didn't love him back or whatever, right? He always felt that Rudy didn't love him, like a normal son would, right? And so Rudy might be all like, oh, I should have told him the truth. I should have told him that I was born in another body first or something, and that's why I struggled by being his son or something, and it wasn't his fault, right? Because I think that's going to be a big thing, right? That Paul felt that he was a bad father because Rudy didn't love him, but Rudy didn't love him because he struggled loving a person that he was, you know, his second life, right? So he never telling Paul that the truth was that I didn't love you, Dad, because, you know, because I had trouble, you know, because of my isekai thing. So that would be a really interesting reflection, hopefully next episode. of Rudy's standpoint. But it is quite a sad man. Yeah, it really feels like he has struggled loving his parents because, you know, being isekai, and he could never tell them that, and he's gonna like never tell anyone. Maybe it has more next episode, which is like mentally broken anyway, so she probably won't understand it. But like I said, I mean, it's a lesser impact not telling, for example, Roxy. Right? Roxy would be like, oh, you're isekai from the planet or whatever, I'm a magic elf lady or kind of thing, whatever kind of, you know. It doesn't really matter that much, right, for Roxy especially. For Sylphie and Aris, it matters more, of course, but not for Roxy that much. And it's like, it's the parents where it really matters, right? But anyway, that's the video, guys. Subscribe, press the like button, and of course see you guys next week with secondary. I think it's 2 more episodes. It's 1 or 2 more episodes, right? And then of course we soon are at next season. No website for that, because of course there are gonna be some good animes coming in the summer too. Nothing as good as this anime, of course, but there are some animes I look forward to. Absolutely next season. There are some good ones, I think. But everything to have a great day.